Hello everyone and welcome to this Adobe Illustrator video where today we'll be talking to you about the razor tool, scissor tool, and knife tool. These tools are present on you. These tools are present to you on the left side of our toolbar right beside our join tool, or you can say the shaper tool. Okay, so you can see over here when I right click it, you have three options: the eraser tool, shortcut Shift plus E, the scissor tool, shortcut keyboard C, and the knife tool. I'll be going through each of them in details and explain to you what they do. Alright, so now let's begin. Firstly, let's draw a shape with our rectangle tool or any other tool that you want. Say I want to draw a star, so I use the star tool. Then I just create a star over here, and let's say I want it to be like this. Okay, there you go. Now we have a star tool. Let's now use a color inside our star tool. Let's say we want to use this color. Okay, and let's put the stroke down to 0. After this, now let's use the eraser tool right over here. Okay, and you can see in the description down below it says it removes parts of paths and shapes. Okay, so now let's use the eraser tool, and then here you can see that after I erase these parts it becomes different anchor points by themselves. Let's say I want to erase this part. There you go. Now you can see that they have become different points, they have become different shapes by themselves. And if I use the selection tool, double click on it, I can select a significant part of the shape and then shift it by its different size. Okay, there you go. We can also do it with any other shapes. For example, let's use the ellipse tool, draw something, and then now let's use the eraser tool. After that, we can just erase it according to our need, and then if we use this, select some parts and then easily dissect it and move it according to our need. Okay, so that is the work for our eraser tool. Now another thing you need to know about the eraser tool is that just like the tools we learned in our previous session, which was our shaper tool and pencil tools, we can also just like we learned earlier with our paintbrush tool over here and the blob brush tool, we can use the eraser tool to we can use the third open and close brackets to increase the size of our stroke or decrease it. Let me just use another shape over here to show you what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's use that, and now let's use the eraser tool. Let's say I want the stroke size to be bigger, so this time I make it big, and let's create some dots over here. There you go. Now you can see that the eraser tool has created circle shapes in our oval. Now if I use the selection tool and then also let's say I can fill in different colors, you can see that the eraser tool works perfectly with them. And say I use the direct selection tool, click on this anchor, then I can change its size and make it into any different type of design that I want. There you go. So this is how you use the eraser tool in order to make different shapes or even erase your whole artwork that you have created. Okay, so let's erase all our work using the eraser tool. There you go. You can also erase the edges. You cannot erase the edges of our eraser tool, just so you know, and it will not work when you do not have any shapes inside. As you can see, I'm clicking it, but it won't let me draw. It won't let me erase anything from our artboard. All right, so that is all for the eraser tool. Let's move forward with the next tool, which is the scissor tool. I'm not done with the eraser tool. Please fix that. I'm sorry. So now that we're done with this part, let's move on to the next part, which is the eraser tool options. Now, in order to bring the eraser tool options, just double click on the eraser tool. After that, it will pop up in front of you. And here you can also select the angle in which you want the eraser tool to rub for you. And then you can fix the variation. You can fix the roundness of your eraser tool. You can fix the size of your eraser tool. You can create a random shape. Okay, let's select the variations over here to be 30%. And this one's the size, so it will not, change anything. Say it that way. Okay, now let's press OK. Let's create a shape. Now let's use the eraser tool. Now you can see that every time I use it, it's some sort of different shape, not like before. Now let me just decrease the size of my eraser tool. I'll show you what I mean. There you go. You can see that the eraser tool is using random shapes each time I use it, because I have used the random option in our eraser tool. Now let's go back here. Let's change it back to fixed. And if you want to reset all your options, just click on this and it will fix everything for you. All right, so that's how you use the eraser tool basically. Now let's move on to the next tool, which is the scissor tool. Now the scissor tool's work is self-explanatory. It will cut up your shape or any stroke that you put in it. For example, let's say I put a rectangle over here. Okay, let me change the fill color to a bit of yellow or green. Yeah, that works. Now let's say I have a rectangle over here and I want to use the scissor tool. So another thing you need to know is the scissor tool shortcut is C. Okay, now after that, if I use the scissor tool like this, you can see that it does not work, and Adobe is saying please use the scissor tool on a segment or an anchor point, but not an endpoint of a path. All right, now so let's select this path over here and let's select this path over here. Now you can see that our shapes over here are divided into two parts. Okay, let me just select both of these things, and then let's say I have a stroke over here, and tool. Now let me show you that even if we have a stroke over here, it will do the same. Okay, now let's use the knife tool and then cut this part into this one and this way. Now let's use the direct selection tool, select a significant part of our image. Okay, and now we can move it. As you can see, this is how you use the knife tool to dissect your images and do multiple types of designs with it. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching it, and I'll see you in the next video.